What's going on, Cancer? And welcome to the Chariot Friends. Justin here, and I hope you're feeling wonderful today. So, for those of you who are returning, welcome back, Soul Tribe. I appreciate your subscriptions, your likes, and shares. Your support really is just amazing, Cancer. And it keeps us growing. And for those of you who are new, welcome. I'm happy how yourself has brought you here. We are in for an amazing journey. So the purpose of this channel, for those of you who have Cancer in your placements, Sun, Moon, Rising, Saturn, Uranus, wherever, Cancer, this one's for you. And I do tarot card spreads based of our ruler here, all our rulers, she's sometimes over there too, Cancer, the good old Moon. I was actually walking with her last night from Sidegate, Cancer, and I'll talk about what sign she's in, what phase she's in, and when she's going void of course, just all those lunar shenanigans. And just so you're all aware, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one. So take what resonates with you, leave the rest with me. Never force a reading on a situation, and everything will be dope, Cancer. Now, let's jump into it. Your space has been cleansed. Crystals, feeling lovely. Just great energy all around here, Cancer. And Cancer, happy Mercury Day. It's Wednesday. I know Mercury rules over Wednesday, so happy Mercury Day. And also, Cancer, happy void of course, because the moon is going void of course today, Cancer, at about 5:15 in the evening, and that's going to be Eastern time. And then she'll be moving from Aquarius into Pisces at about 11:05 p.m. So we're looking at about a 5-hour, 50-minute void of course time there, Cancer. Thank you. And with void of course, it's great for meditating, of course, and taking some deep breaths, and just really just tuning into your energies, Cancer. Really just kind of checking in, seeing how you're doing, And this doesn't have to be just like meditation. Can take on many forms, Cancer. Maybe we're going for a walk. Maybe you're doing some painting. Maybe you're tinkering around with gadgets. Just anywhere that you can just get into, where you can just kind of check out from the world and really just kind of really do some good healing and some just like a good evaluation of like a good body check-in of just where you're at, mind, body, and spirit there, Cancer. And then also you may notice that people may be less likely to make decisions during this time, and that also your plans may be subject to unexpected changes. So something to just pay attention to there, Cancer. And then we're gonna give this one to Aquarius, and with this moon with the moon being in Aquarius, you'll be able to articulate and talk a lot better than this, Cancer, because Aquarius is a very social sign. They're about the collective and about making friends and joining groups and things. So this could be something where if you've been wanting to maybe join like a membership at a gym, or maybe you want to join either being a humanitarian sign, Cancer, this could be maybe we're joining like charities, or maybe we're getting out and Cancer, maybe fighting some social injustice or something along those lines. It's Aquarius is very much geared just towards the helping of others, but also towards the future, Cancer. So this is great energy for, really kind of thinking about what ways do you want to grow and what areas do you see yourself achieving in, and just all of those, and making wishes, Cancer. Really kind of, because the Aquarius, they're represented by the star card. Sometimes you got to wish on a star to, I don't know, Cancer. You get some kind of little mystical energy in there with when you kind of get with Aquarius too. So just something to think about there. But one other thing, Cancer, you may notice that you might feel a little more detached than normal, just because when the moon is in an air sign, that's always kind of an interesting placement for the moon. But Aquarius in particular tends to be where they understand emotions, they do so logically. The actual feeling of emotions. We all have our things that we need to work on, Cancer, and then good thing Aquarius is in the safe space here, but just some other things to think about, Cancer. And then you got the it's a full super moon there, Cancer. And that's just, when the moon appears to be a lot closer to the earth and shines a lot brighter. Just really some great energy. And I was kind of talking about this yesterday, but, really, the full moon can be a card of celebration. But, I feel that since I talked about the celebration yesterday, on the more kind of like, can be a celebration or can be a time where we might kind of be like regretting maybe a decision that we chose, or not even the decision, but maybe even how we went about it. And thinking about Aquarius dealing with the collective, this could almost be like that. How, in what ways has the collective lowered the vibration in a sense? And not focusing on that, and it's not this, because we all make mistakes, Cancer. It's not dwelling on those, it's how we use those as motivators to keep from not getting to that place again, because I feel like regrets and things, they're not necessarily meant to be things that weigh us down and that we carry as these weights or something along those lines. They're meant to be as a reminder of, oh, I was operating at this vibration and I never want to feel that way again because it made me feel this way. So, that's what I feel like this kind of part way what this energy is about. But the full moon is just really, just on a more individual basis, Cancer. It's more about, reaping what you've sown, feeling how you feel about how things have been going this cycle, what you and paying attention to, Cancer, that this is manifestation at its finest. When you start these things up at the beginning, and now that this thing has taken form, it literally is something as simple as just incorporating a new routine or working on phasing something out. As long as healing is and development are on the table there, Cancer, the moon is just, look how close she is. She's so happy, so bright, beaming. She's so proud of you. So just those little something extra there for you. But last couple things, Cancer. These readings that I do, they're not gender specific readings. So apply these energies to people as they make sense for your situations. And then the decks that I'm working with, I've included links from down in the description box below, so definitely check that out if you're interested. But also down below are some links for some other readers that I like watching Cancer. Very cool group. One of them's a Cancer, so definitely check them out. But let's see what your general energy of the day is. And looks like we're rising, standing tall there, Cancer. You got the 6th card of Aries here, which is the flag card. And with this card, oh, that's funny. I think I said this yesterday. Let your freak flag fly, Cancer. And here it is. Look at you standing proud. I love it. And with this card, this is a card of achievement, recognition, overthrow, success, victory, winner, conquest, mastery, bragging rights, carry the day, plans are coming to fruition, and king of the mountain. And the energy that's coming through here, Cancer, is the achievement. And I do feel that, when we think about, I feel like when we complete something, a lot of the times, yeah, we celebrate, but then it's like there's always that instant question of just what's next? What's next? And then what? And then what? And just thinking with this Aquarius energy, that's one thing with them where we are kind of associated with the past being, we're kind of we're tied to the past. Cancer being associated with the 4th house, Aquarius being associated with the 11th house that deals with the future, Uranus energy. And so sometimes they can get a little geared towards the future that they forget to reflect in the work that's needed to be put into the present to achieve that thing. But I feel like this energy is saying to take a moment and really kind of stand proud and really be in that accomplishment, Cancer. Bask it and just really be present during the whole experience. It's how accomplished do you feel? It's now that finally that that this thing is now a part of your routine or whatever it is that we set across. Whether this we had a great day at work, got a bonus, or maybe we've gotten married, maybe we got in a relationship, whatever that's looking like. But make sure to just give those moments the time that they need. Because even just thinking with Aries energy, Aries is the type of energy that will start something, then kind of back off, and then start another thing, and then kind of back off. Great initiators, but it's just that follow through sometimes can be a little tricky. And I feel like it's when you really bask and steep yourself. That's how you Nine of Cups there, Cancer. You steep yourself like a nice achievement tea. And really just kind of celebrate that win. And I feel like the more that you do that, the more that energy comes towards you. That's because that's what you're attracting now. It's just yes, I want to feel like this again, and I want to keep this up. Then that keeps those epiphanies that happen. The sparks of inspiration. That's how all that stuff keeps coming to you, Cancer. Those divine messages and things. So I like that, Cancer. Let's get some tarot on this. Cancer. Let's see what we got here. Oh, look at you, Cancer. So you have the Queen of Crystals, the Eight of Cups, the Knight of Stars, and then one of the special major arcanas in this deck, the Self card, Cancer. And you know, Cancer, after you've done celebrated and, you know, taken the time to kick it with friends or do whatever it is that you do to celebrate, take a moment too when you do have a moment by yourself and just kind of look in the mirror and just like, yeah, I really brought this today. I achieved what I wanted to do, you know. And I feel like, Cancer, this could be something that we could even make like a regular routine. Just kind of reflect on your day, see how, pay attention to what things you learned and what things we may notice that we're still working on letting go. And it's interesting here with the Nine of Stars. I almost feel like that with this energy, this because the Nine of Stars is for me is Taurus energy, and this feels to me that this is your achievement here, Cancer. This big old star that you accomplished, that you got here, and I feel like I just like how he's just kind of just. All the other knights are in motion in this deck, but he's the one that's just he's just chilling. And I think that's what the energies really want you to do, Cancer. Just really chill in your brilliance, you know, and really kind of, this thing with the Self card, reflect on how you brought it, you know, what things that you needed to let go, what emotions that came up for you, know, what. It's interesting, Cancer. Let me get a little bit more with the Eight of Cups here. Thank you. Alright, Cancer. Oh, interesting. So the Eight of Cups is clarified by the Ace of Crystals and the Tower, Cancer. And I feel like with this energy kind of popping up here, because I almost feel like for some that there's this it almost feels like that there's this letting go of how we even see success, even for some. Just kind of getting with this Ace of Cups here, like that's something like a because this appears to be like an epiphany here, Cancer, with the just with this. It's like when you realize that you don't have to do the, for example, and not there's anything wrong with this, but like, you know, like the kind of like the American dream where it's like, you know, having your big house, you know, wife, kids, you know, 2.5 kids, dog, you know, garage things. It almost feels like that there's this shift of realizing that you can do things your way, and that and like again, that success looks like it looks very differently on everyone. It's almost like we're letting this notion of it's very interesting, Cancer. It's like of how we view others change, and it's just more so like a focus of self here. I mean, it's very fascinating, Cancer. I think I'm gonna leave that there, Cancer. Yeah, I hope that made sense. That's a yeah. Let's get some let's see what some challenges it may be, Cancer. Let's see what's going on here, Cancer. Alright, Cancer, so some challenges. You have a lot of cups here. You got the King of Cups, the Knight of Cups, and the Ten of Cups here, Cancer. And I feel like some challenges. it almost feels like that it almost feels like Cancer. It's like how it's like we have this kind of this big dream here with the Ten of Cups here, and it feels that it's like how can we keep contributing to this Ten of Cups? You know, how do we keep because how we were talking about Nine of Cups energy, you got the Eight of Cups here and you got the Ten of Cups here, but it's just like we're missing that. There's something. I feel like there's that connection that's missing here with that Nine of Cups. That's since the Nine of Cups is absent, like it gives me this energy of that in order to that whatever it is that we're really focusing on achieving, Cancer, when we really set out to do it, it's like to really do it with like our really go with our heart here, Cancer, like go with this. Let me get a little bit more of the Knight of Cups before I get into that, Cancer. Okay, Cancer. So the Knight of Cups is clarified by the Ace of Stars, the Nine of Wands, and then the Four of Crystals. And I almost feel like, Cancer, that for some it's like we can get in this place. Okay, so it can get to this place of where we can get so caught up, I feel like, in pursuing our heart's desires and things, that we can forget to take a moment. You know, we get so focused on the Ten of Cups here that not only just we take moments to achieve, like, or to focus on celebrating the process, is making sure that we're just taking a break to just check our reserves, Cancer, you know, to check our energies, to make sure that we're not, you know, overworking ourselves, because even when it comes to pursuing your passions and Ten of Cups and things, that takes a lot of energy, Cancer. And that, you know, it's one where we do want to make sure that we are resting up with the Ace with the Four of Crystals, because, you know, you're tending to a garden here, Cancer, with this Ace of Stars. You got all these seeds, these ideas planted out. Things are starting to really manifest. So you got to take care of with all this change and action that's happening. We got to make sure to take care of ourselves. But I do also feel that there is this energy of there's like this strong kind of this energy with like the King of Cups gives me this he reminds me of the calm in things that you need, just even considering that you got the Tower, the calm that you will need to have, keeping that head and heart balance when faced with challenges. I thought that Tower in there was just kind of a little more aggressive than this reading had implied, but I think that it is remembering that sometimes even in the achievements, to to not just give to not just focus on, like how we were talking about with the moon, how it could be a time of either celebration or regrets, you know, like kind of making sure we're looking at it from all ends too, you know, that where we do celebrate the victories, it's just like, but where after we get through that, it's just like, where else could we have brought it more, you know, and how what ways are we going to bring it better even this next go round, once we start back, whatever it is that you're getting ready to start back up there, Cancer. All right, Cancer. I think I'm gonna leave that there, and I hope that that made sense. That was it's an interesting energy there, Cancer. Let's get some advice from from Saturn and Uranus there. And I feel like this energy here, Cancer's achievement stuff, is definitely up Saturn's alley as far as like putting in that work and especially Saturn being in Pisces. Alright, Cancer, last little bit here. Oh, well, then there's Pisces. I love it, Cancer. So you have, and Aries here. A lot of Aries energy. So you have the Queen of Wands, the Emperor, and the Moon card, Cancer. And let's switch back over. Because I feel like with this energy, Cancer, some advice here is... It almost feels like that with this. Where we do want to take it. This is a weird balance, I feel like, that's kind of going on here, Cancer. Because it's like where we do want to celebrate the wins and things. We don't want to forget to... We don't want to get just complacent in that energy here to think that we've made it and then that's it and that the growth just stops, you know. There is more to this thing, and I know that that's like, well it's like, well, when does it stop? It's like, Cancer, it just until we've, you know, till the journey's done. But it's because like Ten of Cups and things, Ten of Cups, Ten of Pentacles, this energy we may not accomplish during this. We won't, because there's so much that to learn and to grow. Like there's this just with these vessels, not enough. There's as much time as we need to get as much accomplished as we can, Cancer. And I feel like too where that can be a bit of a maybe daunting, maybe even a disheartening thought. You know, it's to keep that drive, to keep that Queen of Wands, even that Emperor, that Aries energy, all this Aries energy that's popping through here. Even their ruler, that just even kind of dawned on me, Cancer, and all this Cancer is all just kind of coming together, because look at that, you got Aries and their ruler, Mars here, the Tower. It's keeping that passion and that drive, even knowing, not sure when things are going to end, you know, like it's just like, well, because the Moon card is very interesting in this deck. It can symbolize like the illusions and things of life, like the... But the thing about the Moon, and what I like about the Queen of Wands here too, see a little sunflower that she has. You know, sunflowers always point towards the sun, and after the moon is the sun. And that's why I feel like we got to stay focused, Cancer. You know, remembering, you know, the Ten of Cups, Ten of Pentacles, happiness, sunshine, Chariot, keep it moving, success, victory. And yeah, Cancer, I don't know, like it really is this kind of this balance of it's celebrating and then giving it that time, and then we're getting back to the grind, and then, you know, it's finding that ebb and flow, that nice balance to where you're, you know, because it can't be all just hustle, but it can't all just be just fun, you know, like but it can be a combination of the two though, Cancer, and I think that's where we're trying to get here. So yeah, I think I'm gonna leave that there. I hope that made sense. That was I like that, thinking about sense of accomplishments and things, Cancer. But if anything resonated with you, give it a thumbs up. And share this thing, Cancer. You know, if... and this could be, Cancer, too. Maybe we've been thinking about what achievement, you know, again, what even that looks like to you. You know, what is you getting to your higher self kind of look like here. And very interesting. But if you know someone who might resonate with that, share this with them, and have all you emperors subscribe, hit that bell button to get notified of now these videos each day. And then I'm on this meditation app, Insight Timer. And I started a group on there called Zodiacs Raising the Vibration. And it's just a group to post positive affirmations, encouraging messages, things along those lines. And then as the group grows, I'm going to start doing different guided meditations and healing music, things along those lines. You know, giving different names like, you know, taking action with the tower, or lunar shenanigans with the moon. You know, I don't got one for the emperor yet. Like taking charge with the emperor, something along those lines, Cancer. But definitely check that out. And then lastly, check your sun, moon, rising, your Mars, your Saturn, your Uranus. Just check your chart, Cancer. And then come on over to my other channel, Alchemist 8. I do videos weekly there, and it's a good old time. And all the housekeeping, down in the description box below. But let me get your surprise cards here so I can get you out of here, Cancer. Alright, Cancer, you got the Four of Cups here. And with this card, Cancer, this almost gives me like a, for some, this almost gives me this sense of that it's like maybe with what we set out to do, that it's like that maybe we're not pleased with the results, and because of that we're so focused on how things didn't go right, as opposed to seeing this as an opportunity to kind of change. It's like, okay, so this is like, because even if things didn't go right, Cancer, you still got wisdom from that, because it's like, okay, now I know to tweak this, let's take a different action, let's pivot a little bit. But if we just stay on the fact that this, that things didn't quite go our way, or just like completely abandon something altogether, then we may, and that's not to say that you miss out on opportunities that aren't meant for you, Cancer. Everything, you're gonna get whatever you want to achieve in divine timing. But it's just like we gotta, if we're just, it's a matter of perspective. If we focus on just that negative aspect, then we miss the other abundance around us, Cancer. And let's get your oracle card. Cancer, I'm going to grab your card. Alright, Cancer. Oh, I love it, higher self. Thank you for that. See, I told you, Cancer. You got the Rhodiola card, which is the Wisdom card, Cancer. I love that. It's the 37th card. Is ruled by Uranus and Mercury. And both very intellectual planets. Mercury, or Uranus, is the higher octave of Mercury. And I feel, Cancer, it's really is, just as we're going through, I feel like it's almost like saying that it's like everything that we go through, Cancer, it really does help us get this really this understanding of ourselves in this journey, and it really does provide a wisdom in a way that the more you experience, and the more that you learn, and the more that you celebrate, and the more that that we may lose, but it all kind of shapes into this. It gives your story that depth, because if things were just easy all the time, it would be it'd just be kind of boring, Cancer, with no kind of challenges. And I know how that sounds. No one likes we may not like a tower moment we may not like a tower moment in the moment, but think about how some of these tower moments in life have made you who you are, and how you've operated, and how how you go about achieving 10 of Cups, and think, how you were back then compared to where you're at now. And yeah, I don't know, Cancer, that's definitely given me and again, I know how this may sound, but it's just like if we find ourselves in this place of not sure what our motivation is, or maybe something along those lines. Why do we push? What is this? We're going towards 10 of Cups, and we still get tower moments. It's just like, it's wisdom. It's, the Emperor is very wise. And that teaches him too. When because eventually, Cancer, tower moments, I feel like aren't necessarily meant to happen to us. They're there to remind us. I feel like they happen externally the way they do, is to remind us of how resourceful we can be when we feel like we can't, when we can't rise up to the occasion. And I feel like ultimately they're trying to teach us to cause towers ourselves, and I feel like that's where the real, it's one thing when we get out of a tower moment that was inflicted upon us, but when we take change into our own hands and then accomplish that thing, Cancer, that I feel like it's just just a really rich reward. So, all right, I think I'm gonna leave that there, Cancer. But you stay safe out there. All your success, and and even failures, Cancer. And be compassionate to yourself. You're learning, you're growing, you're getting all this wisdom here, Cancer. You keep eyes on the moon. Yeah, because I mean, it's the moon's closest to you, Cancer, and she's really rooting you on. She wants you to feel just big and bright and just harness that energy, Cancer. Get your new moon water. Get your full moon water set out, Cancer. Hope you've been get ready to do some amazing manifesting, and I will catch you on the next one tomorrow.